I'm talking about the most underrated resource. So any guesses what you think the most underrated resource is? Air. All right. Well, let's see. We'll ask that question again at the end. All right. So I've got a value chain there. And any business consists of a value chain. Whether you're looking at mining, it's drilling, blasting, loading, hauling, crushing. If you're looking at outbound logistics, there's trucking and warehousing. If you're looking at making toilet paper, there's a value chain of activities. Even if you look at banking, home loan approvals, there's a value chain of activities that requires interaction and things to happen to generate value to the business. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my findings from the work I've done all over the world in multiple industries. It actually doesn't make a difference whether it's mining or whether it's high tech or whether it's toilet paper manufacturing. You won't believe I've done the same thing in toilet paper manufacturing. So you take this value chain, and the first thing that we do is we look at trying to put instruments on, and we try to put some kind of expert control in there. It's going to optimize it. Management are there in place. They need to make decisions, so we put IoT sensors on everything to pull data into the cloud. We put a SCADA system in there, maybe some geospatial. We also go and put some kind of artificial intelligence in there, and then there's some poor guy running around also doing maintenance across that whole value chain, and we've got to do scheduling based on some kind of forecast. So whether you're looking at mining, you're doing some kind of planning and scheduling. Toilet paper manufacturing, can you believe, has a demand forecast of what is required to be manufactured to meet the supply forecast. So it doesn't matter what industry we're looking at, the digital revolution is impacting all of them. It's all about IoT, it's more about data, cloud, SCADA, expert control. Now what I can tell you is it doesn't matter whether it's a business run by PhDs, whether it's got SCADA, expert control, HDMI screens with alarms that are popping up all over the place, or whether it's a business run on paper, we're finding exactly the same challenges that are identical. Also what happens, there's a thing called Murphy's Law. Murphy lives and Murphy breaks equipment down. Murphy comes and makes people sick, or you can't pull data off equipment. So we also have Murphy. So there is basic analogy of any type of business, all right? And we're all living onto this dream of the digital revolution, and we're all going to lose our jobs because robots are going to run all of this. We're going to have real-time data. Decision-making is going to be so quick and fast. And interestingly, Elon Musk said the most underrated resource was people. He had to put people back into his Model 3 automated factory. The reason being is that people are creative. People can make decisions. They can adjust things. Because guess what? The supply chain wasn't always perfect. And things happened. And there was shortage of certain materials. So you need a person who can make decisions outside of the normal realm of artificial intelligence, which really is coded by a human based on certain types of rules. So I've given you the answer there. We all do have a job. What's very, very important here is that most businesses, this is a curve, it's a curve we use in most of the industries, and when we plot where most industries are sitting, if you look at the y-axis is performance or value of the business, the x-axis is what we're calling operational systems capability maturity or systems thinking maturity. If you really understand how to run your business and you have all the data at the right time, you have proper understanding of that system, and that system is maximizing the maximum amount of flow. So it could be toilet rolls per second, or it could be loads of equipment delivered, or whatever that metric is that your business is about. Generally, we're running at the bottom of our performance curve, and then we are spending lots of money. We generally want to spend capital to improve our business performance, when in fact we haven't even yielded anywhere near the potential value of what our value chain can currently do. So if you have a look at most businesses, and it happens in the high-tech businesses, it happens in low-tech businesses, is we have what we call hero syndrome. So if you have a look at the bottom axis there, I've got the individuals. So what you find is, and this might be true of your businesses, I'm not sure, You have an individual or a couple of individuals who you are completely reliant in your business. They're running around doing stuff all over the place. They can't take leave. Often they're the hero. They enjoy running around. Engineers particularly love to have to jump in and save the day. They're indisposable. Problem is that you can't yield maximum value out of a business because it's one person, one person's brain. The business is constrained by that. The first thing a business needs, and this is why Six Sigma and all these fancy things in a lot of ways have failed. The first thing you need is, well, guess what? There are a lot of smart people in this business. There's a lot of brains we can put together. So the first thing is we need to have facilitation skills. Facilitation skills is about how do we bring everyone together and start thinking and brainstorming out of the box, because more brains have solutions than just one. So the first thing you need is get the organization to work like a team. Get facilitation skills. Then we can harness some value out of that. But there's a limited amount of value you can harness around that because businesses are complex. We have complex value chains. So the next thing we need to understand is there are some tools around, and these are systems thinking tools, around flow. How do you take a system and maximize the flow that can come out of that system? So if it's mining, how do we connect drilling, blasting, loading, hauling, crushing, and some kind of refining to make sure that system delivers the maximum amount of tons through it? Or in toilet paper manufacturing, you've got a massive roll of, they call it wadding, which is a 2.5 ton, 3.5 meter wide toilet roll. And that thing has to unroll into a sophisticated machine that basically produces toilet rolls. How do you maximize that flow? And there are tool sets there around understanding theory of constraints, understanding lean, a few tools like that. Then we need to understand that, in fact, in reality, no system just runs at a specific set point. There's variability. Variability due to different operators, variability due to equipment breakdowns, maintenance, differences in material. So you need some tool sets around variability, and that again will enhance further value. And the next bit of skills that we'd require is advanced analytics. Now that's where we're sitting with this black belt, Six Sigma sort of programs. Normally, unfortunately, the black belt, and if there are any black belt people here, I apologize profusely. We normally get parachuted in. I've got a black belt. Even just the name makes you kind of like quite important. And I'm going to solve everything in the problem in the business with some kind of advanced analytics. But it doesn't bring people along. And you know yourself, one smart guy in an organization is not going to make a difference. It needs people, it needs influence, it needs buy-in. We need to work in it as a collective. So, and this is all about skills development. There's a massive gap across all industries. We find that we run businesses as silos. People don't have the fundamental skills of how to do data formatting, data gathering, how to analyze data to come up with just a critical insight that we can make a decision that actually makes a difference. So you'll find lots of ideas, lots of opinions, but we don't actually get anything done in organizations. So yeah, thank you very much.